Chapter 9. Small Curve Camp, Catching Curves Early and Keeping Them Small, and Scoliosis Boot Camp, Turning the Tide on Moderate and Severe Curves. Why early-stage scoliosis intervention matters. Every skyscraper starts with a single brick, and every big scoliosis curve begins as a small one. Doctors call a curve small when the Cobb angle, a measure taken on an X-ray, sits under 20 degrees. At this stage, the spine is still flexible, muscles are easier to train, and bones are willing to grow in a straighter line. Waiting may feel tempting because the curve is tiny and life is busy, yet time is the one thing a growing spine cannot afford. Research shows that curves under 20 degrees can triple in size during a single growth spurt. That is why Small Curve Camp exists, to jump in early, teach strong habits, and keep mild curves from turning into major worries. What is Small Curve Camp? Small Curve Camp is a week-long, skills-packed program that blends posture drills, balance games, gentle therapy sessions, and family coaching. Think of it as a summer camp mixed with a science lab and a sports clinic. Kids learn how their own bodies work and what daily steps hold curves steady. Parents join workshops so the whole household pulls together once camp ends. By the final day, campers leave with a personalized playbook and the confidence to run it at home. Many graduates never need bracing or surgery, proof that early lessons leave a lifelong mark. The three-step game plan Small Curve Camp follows a tight game plan called 3P Defense, posture power, exercises that teach tall standing and sitting reflexes, pro balance, fun challenges that wake up balance sensors in the feet, eyes, and inner ears, progress track, measuring gains over time so victories never go unseen. Each camper cycles through these steps every day, locking new skills into muscle memory. Posture power, training tall reflexes. Good posture is more than shoulders back. It is a reflex run by the brain. Kids stand on Posture-Med balance retrainers with strategically placed body weight on their ribcage and hips. Sometimes we add fun challenges, like naming a state with each slide, or spelling a favorite food backward, to keep the brain engaged. Once campers nail mirror drills, they move to dynamic posture realignment. The mix of motion and sudden stillness rewires reflexes faster than plain standing ever could. Pro balance, waking up the body's GPS. A straight spine depends on clear signals from the body's internal GPS, eyes, inner ears, and foot sensors. Pro balance drills sharpen those signals. Campers step onto wobble boards on an air cushion that tip like seesaws. Wobbles cause giggles, but each correction teaches ankle and core muscles to fire quicker. Even shy campers forget they are in therapy as they cheer each other on. By week's end, most kids show half the sway they had on day one, an early sign that their balance loops are waking up. Looking forward. With mild curves under control, many kids sail through growth spurts without braces or surgery. In the next chapter, we will explore Scoliosis Boot Camp, a deeper program for moderate curves that need an extra push. Remember, the giant redwoods in California started as tiny seeds. Guard those seeds well, and they grow straight, tall, and strong. The same is true for young spines. Tend them early, and they can tower with confidence for life. Small Curve Camp works wonders for mild scoliosis. But what happens when the Cobb angle reaches 25, 35, or even 50 plus degrees? At those sizes, a tiny daily routine may slow the bend, but rarely reverses it. The spine is now like a young tree pushed by a steady wind. The trunk has already tilted, and the roots have settled into that slant. Scoliosis Boot Camp steps in as a stronger stake and a smarter pruning plan, giving the body an intensive dose of everything it needs to fight back: brain training, movement therapy, muscle power, and targeted nutrition. Families often compare boot camp to pressing the turbo button on a video game. The work is harder and the schedule is tighter, yet the prize, a curve that steadies or shrinks, is worth the work. What exactly is Scoliosis Boot Camp? Boot Camp is a 1-week to 2-week program delivered in daily blocks of 4 to 5 hours. Kids, and sometimes teens or adults, visit a specialized clinic where therapists guide them through a circuit of high-intensity yet safe activities. The core pieces are ligament loosening, specialized stretching machines and vibrations targeting ligaments that have grown too short, core retraining, reflexive response rehab that recruits the intrinsic spinal muscles affected by scoliosis, rewiring the brain, neurological retraining environments that teach the brain how to align the spine to gravity properly. ScoliSmart activity suit sessions, walking while wearing a custom suit that adds gentle corrective tension. Nutrition and recovery coaching, daily menus and supplement plans crafted from lab tests so bones, muscles, and nerves rebuild quickly. Boot camp feels much like an athletic training camp mixed with a science lab. Every activity has a clear why, explained in kid-friendly language. This wobble board tells your ankle sensor to wake up. Or, these resistance cords teach your back muscles to pull evenly. The ScoliSmart activity suit, a moving teacher. The highlight for many campers is the ScoliSmart activity suit. It looks like sporty compression wear with elastic straps that cross the torso in a special pattern. When a camper walks, the straps add a slight counterpull, nudging the spine toward a healthier line and cueing dormant muscles to join the effort. The feel is subtle, less than the weight of a book bag, but the effect multiplies with every step. Kids wear the suit while walking on treadmills, climbing therapy stairs, or even playing light games of catch. By day 10, many say, "I can feel when I slouch, even without the suit." That awareness proves reflex learning is taking hold. Personalized nutrient therapies, fuel for real change. Intense training demands quality fuel. Before boot camp starts, each camper completes lab tests for vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and key neurotransmitters like serotonin. Supplements such as magnesium glycinate aid muscle recovery, while collagen peptides support ligament strength. Parents learn how to carry these habits home so gains continue long after camp. Measuring success, before and after proof. The 2017 study, Chiropractic Rehabilitation for Adolescent Idiopathic Scoliosis, End of Growth and Skeletal Maturity Results, followed 60 youngsters with moderate adolescent idiopathic scoliosis, AIS, who completed a chiropractic scoliosis-specific exercise program and were tracked all the way to skeletal maturity. Researchers pulled consecutive clinic charts that met strict SOART, Society on Scoliosis, Orthopedic and Rehabilitation Treatment, guidelines. Patients began care with curves between 10 degrees and 45 degrees, most in the 20 degree to 35 degree range, and an average age of roughly 13. The program blended spinal mobility work, core strength drills, balance training, and home exercises overseen by chiropractors certified in scoliosis rehabilitation. Unlike typical brace studies, no patient wore rigid orthotics. Instead, therapy visits were front-loaded into 6 months, followed by tapering checkups and continued home routines. Radiographic outcomes were encouraging. By the time growth plates closed, 51.7% of participants achieved curve correction, defined as at least a 6-degree Cobb angle reduction, showing an average improvement of about 12 to 13 degrees. Another 38.3% maintained stabilization, keeping their curves within plus or minus 5 degrees of the starting measurement. Only 10% progressed past the 6-degree threshold, and when researchers added in 4 dropouts who could not be contacted, the total failure rate rose to 13%, still below reported progression rates for untreated AIS. No subject required spinal fusion, and none reported significant adverse events. Statistically, Improvement correlated with higher baseline flexibility and stronger home exercise compliance. While the study was retrospective, meaning it reviewed existing charts rather than randomizing patients in real time, it still meets many current quality markers: a clearly defined cohort, standard SO-sort reporting, and follow-up through the full growth window. The authors conclude that chiropractic, exercise-based care can be a useful non-bracing option for AIS, meriting larger prospective trials to confirm how well these results stand next to traditional bracing or surgical pathways. Common questions about boot camp. Is it painful? Muscles will feel worked, like after a solid gym class, but sharp pain is rare. Therapists adjust load instantly if discomfort flares. What about school? Many camps run during school breaks. If schedules overlap, clinics provide attendance letters and often record sessions so kids can practice at home. Will gains last? Yes, if daily carryover routines continue. Most campers receive a 6-month workbook plus online check-ins. Spines love repetition. Skipping practice invites old habits back. How young is too young? Programs adapt for kids as young as 7. Drills become playful, think animal walks and balloon tosses, yet the science is the same. The power of community. Boot camp is not just about exercises, it is about camaraderie. Kids high-five after tricky sets, teams race plank times, and parents trade lunchbox ideas. Many clinics host private online groups where alumni share progress photos and cheer each other on. This sense of community drives adherence better than any reminder app. After all, progress feels sweeter when friends see it too. Key takeaways. Moderate and severe curves demand intensity. Boot camp delivers brain, muscle, and nutrient support in concentrated doses. Structured stations build reflexes first, strength second. Brain training primes movement therapy for better results. The Scoliosis activity suit turns steps into correction reps. Wearable feedback multiplies every practice stride. Personalized nutrition fuels repair. Lab-guided supplements and smart meals help bones and nerves adapt. Proof is in the numbers. Surface scans, balance tests, and follow-up x-rays show real, measurable change. Success hinges on follow-through. Daily home routines keep the spine on its new path. Looking ahead. Once boot camp ends and the home plan begins, curve battles are far from over, but they are now fights the spine is trained to win. In our next chapter, we will explore the Scoliosis activity suit in greater depth, how it works, how to fit it, and how families weave it into everyday life from shopping trips to soccer practice. Remember, big victories start with informed action. For moderate and severe curves, Scoliosis Boot Camp offers the focused burst of action that can turn a scary medical chart into a story of strength, resilience, and upright living. A straight spine depends on clear signals from the body's internal GPS: eyes, inner ears, and foot sensors. Pro balance drills sharpen those signals. Campers step onto wobble boards on an air cushion that tip like seesaws. Wobbles cause giggles, but each correction teaches ankle and core muscles to fire quicker. Even shy campers forget they are in therapy as they cheer each other on. By week's end, most kids show half the sway they had on day one, an early sign that their balance loops are waking up. Looking forward. With mild curves under control, many kids sail through growth spurts without braces or surgery. In the next chapter, we will explore Scoliosis Boot Camp, a deeper program for moderate curves that need an extra push. Remember, the giant redwoods in California started as tiny seeds. Guard those seeds well, and they grow straight, tall, and strong. The same is true for young spines. Tend them early, and they can tower with confidence for life.